I think it's quite amazing how Dragon Ball Super is still a thing. I don't know how people are still watching Dragon Ball Super. They've gone from Dragon Ball Z, the greatest ever created anime show in history, and they have come down so far so quickly. I wanted to watch the whole thing, but I had to stop at the Zamasu arc, and I still will watch the whole thing, but I had to take a break. It was completely necessary. It was too much for me. Zamasu multiplying infinitely, Trunks creating another timeline which is potentially dangerous, where he doesn't have a family, where he has to hide from his family. Why just don't stay at the current timeline where he has a family, a little brother, he doesn't have to hide. Zamasu is dead, there's no risk, he can hang out with his little brother, he doesn't need to hide. Nothing of that. No, he wants to go and create the new timeline in which he has to hide from the family and his father and his mother, and where there's another Zamasu, and if that Zamasu is going to try the same thing, he has to reveal himself, he has to go talk to Beerus so that Beerus destroys Zamasu. That was just one thing, and then there was another thing where Goku calls Zeno, and Zeno destroys a timeline, and you see even the ring from that timeline disappear. But seconds later, Goku goes to that exact same timeline, which shouldn't exist anymore, to go and collect Zeno, which blindly trusts Goku. Because remember, that's a Zeno that does not know Goku. So I am super let down by Dragon Ball Super. I don't know how anyone can still watch it. Let me know, is Dragon Ball Super, is it gonna be more interesting in the future? I've heard something about the Granoli arc, and Dragon Ball Super Heroes is apparently super cool. You know, at least Dragon Ball Daima, although I don't like it that much, Dragon Ball Daima has good animation. I mean, the beginning of Dragon Ball Super was just horrendous. The animation was just horrendous. It looked like something that I had to do very, very quickly, and nothing looked good. The story was shit. The animation was shit. At least Daima, although I don't like the storyline, at least Daima got great animation. 3D, 2D, it's great. Apparently it is a thing that any apprentice of the Kai gets super healing powers, and Gohan should have those as well, but no one knows if that's true. And then Kaioshin later at the end of the chapter, at the end of the Zamasu arc, states that when you stop being an apprentice, you stop having healing powers, because he lost his healing powers when he went from apprentice to Supreme Kai. So it's very unclear why Zamasu at the end still has his healing powers, and Trunks will lose his healing powers because he abandons the position of a Kai apprentice. It is just a mumbo jumbo. And then we have Pilaf, which is all of a sudden very, very efficient and very good in technology, and he repairs or he adjusts Bulma's time machine so that they can move through time more efficiently. And it is so weird. There's so many plot holes and so many plot devices that don't make any sense. And also Goku's and Vegeta's little journey away from Trunks' timeline to get stronger didn't lead to anything. Goku messes up the Mafuba, he takes the wrong ceiling, whatever you call it. But I know it should be comedy, but it should also be a serious situation, so the one thing that he would take is the right ceiling. So he learns the technique, but then messes up this, he takes the wrong ceiling or whatever. And then Vegeta goes into the room where one day is one full year, and he trains for one full year, and in the end of the chapter he's not even stronger than Goku. Basically, he's still the same, so that 1 year in the room that has always worked very well and has given us very, very cool power-ups, this does not lead to anything either. It's just so weird. Zamasu has the worst motivation to eradicate all mortals across the universes because he sees one planet with people that are not very nice to each other, and then he decides to eradicate all mortal beings across the universe. The motivation is so weak. If you compare Zamasu to one of the One Piece villains always do stuff because of a reason. It's always deeper than just being a bad person. But in Dragon Ball Super and in Dragon Ball Daima, it's just because they are bad, without any strong motivation at all. So, let me know what do you think about Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball Daima.